What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Pokemarket Lab. I think we are officially in bananas territory here with surging sparks. This is getting nuts here. Just look at the volume that we're selling every day. We went from let's go back to the end of October here. So we're between the 27th, 29th. We're at $144, 378 items sold within a few day period. October 30th through November 1st, 352 items sold. It's just not slowing down. So we saw a little bit of a ledge here in pricing, but we're blasting through it. Again, I think we got some people that are waiting for release day to see if prices are going to come down, and you get those who are like, hey, yeah, we're not going to see $120 on this again. It's not going to happen. If anything, on release day, it's going to get worse. So there's definitely some FOMO happening right now for sure. I was of the mindset that, hey, wait and see if, release day, if enough comes to market to drop the price. I just don't know if that's going to happen. I really don't. And I think even if we see any kind of price erosion on this after release day, that's going to bring a ton more money back in. It's just going to gobble it up. It's going to gobble it up, and we're going to get right back to this price. And I think I mean, are we going to see 200 on this by the end of the year? Is that possible? I mean, and once it hits 200 at the end of the year, if we don't get more product to the market to quench that demand, it's gonna blow past that. And it's just, I hate to be, so dramatical about this, but yeah, this is crazy. We're just blowing through numbers here, and just it's wild. I mean, we're at 20. Let's see, total. We're at 3,000 boxes sold on TCG Player. Twilight Masquerade in its entire life cycle has sold 6,000. So that's we're at 50% of that pre-release. If that gives you any kind of starting point here, any kind of comparison. I mean, look at the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. People are buying these, $160. People are buying these every day. We have boxes sold. Now, again, you get the thing. This one's gonna change a little bit, right? Because these are individuals buying this stuff. These are not available through distribution. The Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box is not available through distribution. So what you're seeing here, the only people who can sell at the moment on TCG Player can sell this product are big box stores. Okay, and everyone is limited to how many they can get of these unless they're using different addresses and whatnot. So all the individual sellers, all the small mom and pop shop, either, just individual people or small shops. Once this is release day, you're going to see a lot more of this product flood in. So this price may drop down. This may drop down because you're seeing a lot fewer people being able to sell pre-release on this than regular booster boxes and ETB. So, but this is obviously, now that this is out of stock, yeah, people are paying this. Could maybe international sales where they can't get these. That's possible. People who don't want to miss out. But again, you're not gonna ever see this. I would say you're not gonna see this below $100 again, for sure. That's my guess. I mean, you get just that promo card, that Magnetron promo card with that art. It looks fantastic. They're out of stock. One thing I will say, release day, if you are quick in the trigger, you may be able to snag these on release day in Pokemon Center on the website. We have seen these. We have seen Pokemon Center exclusives come back in stock, sometimes very briefly, on release day. Not the same amount of product, but some. So definitely, check out some of the drop channels on Twitter, X. There's some really good ones there that'll give you alerts for stuff when they come in stock. And they're pretty quick on the trigger, but you may be able to snag them. I know I'm certainly going to be looking because I got quite a few of these, but I wouldn't hesitate to pick up more. Again, just having Pikachu on it, fantastic, great promo card on a really good set. It's checking every single box for a Pokemon Center exclusive ETB for sure. So yeah, I don't think I was going back and forth with some folks online on Reddit about people saying, hey, I'm just gonna wait and hit these when they get to $100, use a TikTok coupon. And I just think people are missing the boat on this. I think to think if you're gonna wait out and hey, if you say, hey, I am not willing to chase this product as it climbs in price, I love that. That's an ethos, that's a methodology, that's a plan. And I think a lot of people approach investing or collecting Pokemon without that. They just do it emotionally. So having a plan is saying, hey, if it's not hitting my targets, I'm not going to execute on it. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. What I can argue with is saying, well, I think it's going to hit $100 again, and I am literally betting money that that's not going to happen. I do not think that's ever going to happen. I think if you want a box to stow away and you have that $100 price point, you're never going to get that box. So now you need to make the determination. Okay, maybe from an investment standpoint, you're not getting a case now. Maybe you say, hey, I'm not willing to chase that price. I don't want to be left with something that's gone negative in value, right? Because we can't. I mean, if you bought in now, you could lose money on it, right? In the short term, it could dip below this 160 again. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not going to hit. You're not going to get a silly case for $600 again. I don't think that's ever going to happen unless something exogenous like an economic event happens, or some active god or Pokemon Company goes crazy and does a massive reprint on this. Okay, I don't see that happening. There will be reprints on this for sure, but the demand is such that it's not going to hit $100 again. We saw this on Paldea Evolved, right? We saw a reprint come to market, and I don't even think that's a fantastic box, and that didn't budge the price. So I don't think it's going to happen here. But again, I can't judge you if you haven't a methodology that says I'm not chasing the price. I missed the boat. There'll be other boats, right? There'll be other great sets. We get a Team Rocket set next year. There'll be other opportunities. To me, it doesn't. I'm a long time horizon kind of guy. I'm talking 5 years, 10 years. So small fluctuations in price, I don't care about. I even picked up some boxes at 120. I don't care. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Long term, it's not going to matter, right? If you bought Evolving Skies, if you paid between, $100, $150 a box, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, right? It's when you're emotionally attached to that price, and that price goes downward in the short term, right, because of a fluctuation in the market, and you get pissed off, you dump product, you say, I'm never doing this again. That's that paper hand kind of stuff, that weak hand kind of stuff. Those aren't collectors or investors. Those are people that are coming into the hobby and they're leaving quickly. They're transients, right? From a long-term standpoint, even if you got a box at 160, I wouldn't go crazy. I don't know if I would buy cases at this, expecting it to hit 200. I don't know that I would feel comfortable with that. But if I don't want to also miss out. Like if I had 0 boxes allocated to this, I would absolutely pick one up at 160 and squirrel it away. So, and that, to me, that helps reduce that FOMO, right? If you are emotionally attached to it, which I don't think you should be, that means you're young in the hobby. Putting that box away, you get it 160. That way you feel like, okay, if this goes up, if it continues to run up, I have something invested in it. It makes you feel like, hey, I'm not missing out completely. And that's why, to me, no matter what I do, no matter what my plan is, I'm always going to get a box at release. I'm going to pre-order it. I don't care. I just don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out for situations like this when it starts going through the roof. Again, my time horizon is such, it doesn't matter. But there is a small, no matter how long you've been in this hobby, you've been collecting, you've been investing, there's always that fear of missing out. There's always that little bit of an emotional attachment. That's why we're in this. We're in this because we like the product, right? I mean, there are people who just, even Rudy has said this, hey, I don't really care about the product necessarily. I just do it because it's a means to an end. And I think there's very few people like that who are actually doing that at that kind of scale, who are not at all emotionally attached to the IP. I don't think there's that many people. And I think when they do come in, no one is storing Pocket Monster printed cardboard in their closet for 5 to 10 years that has no emotional attachment to the IP. I can't imagine that there's that many people. I think it's a handful, like, in the world that leverage any kind of appreciable capital to put Pikachu in their closet for a decade. I just don't think it happens. So, all right, so yeah, I just wanted to talk through Surging Sparks going nuts. Again, don't go crazy thinking this is going to keep running up. It may, but it may also just, again, that product on release day, when we get more sellers on TCG Player, it may quelch this demand a little bit. But again, I think there's people waiting for that exact situation to happen. And if that doesn't happen after release day, that could mean those people are like, oh crap, I need to get it at whatever price it is, and they dump it and people pay whatever. We'll see. Time will tell. That's it for today on Pokemarket Lab. We will see you on the next one.